Man ran into a bank to avoid the rain but was chased out by security. He suddenly remembered someone had just handed him a black card, so he pulled the card out to see if it really meant he was rich, but the teller turned out to be a friend of his wife. She mocked him for daring to fake a black card and cause a scene at the bank. Without even looking, she declared it fake. She even sneered that someone like him couldn't possibly have hundreds of millions in the bank. "Go look in the mirror, do you think you're worthy?" she said. The man felt unworthy, he was just a street vendor selling fried noodles. Today a luxury car had stopped in front of his stall. The company's CEO stepped out of the car and then called him chairman. The man was stunned and confused. How could he be a chairman? He kept insisting he was only a fried rice seller. But the woman said his uncle was the world's richest man. A few days ago that uncle had suddenly died of illness. Under the will, the man was named the heir. The man thought she was a scammer. Seeing his doubt, she handed him a card and a business card. She said there were hundreds of millions in that account and told him to check. Then she left. Shortly after she left, another luxury car pulled up at his stall. The man thought his son had won the lottery when his son got out of the car. But then his wife and an older man stepped out. He asked them what was going on. His wife said she'd found their son a new dad. She introduced the man as the owner of a company. He told his wife to get a divorce fast. He promised to invest in her opening a shop right after the divorce. His wife pulled out a divorce agreement and told him to sign it on the spot. She demanded he would get not one penny. The man's heart sank completely. After all these years of marriage he'd never dared rest. He'd worked non-stop to support the family, only to get this in return. That night when he came home, they'd already tossed his things out. Carrying his bags, he walked past the bank as it started to pour. He ran into the bank to shelter from the rain, but a security guard chased him out. That's when he remembered the black card. He decided to check if there was really money in the account. To his surprise, the teller was his wife's friend. She bluntly told him the card was fake and that forging a black card was illegal. To prove whether the card was real, he called the woman. She said he'd finally remembered her. He admitted he didn't want to call, but someone said the black card was fake. Hearing that, the woman got angry. She learned he was at the bank and rushed there immediately. Inside the bank, staff told him to stop pretending. If you had that kind of money, your wife wouldn't leave you. They added that the woman was the richest person in Jiangcheng. How could she possibly come? But to their shock, she actually showed up. The staff were stunned. While eating, the wife got a call from a friend saying the man supposedly had over $1 billion. The wife thought her friend was joking, he couldn't even scrape together $10. They hung up. In the bank, the woman handed the man a ring. She said it symbolized the company chairman's status. She also gave him a car and told him he would officially take the post in 3 days. She said she'd hold a banquet that day and the city's elites would all attend. At home, the ex-wife's husband got news that the company boss had changed. The city's socialites were shocked and excited. If they played up to the new boss, they'd have it made in Jiangcheng. Everyone dug out their family treasures to curry favor at the banquet. 3 days later the man arrived at the company lobby. Right away he ran into his ex-wife, who'd come to give gifts. They assumed he'd come to apply for a security job and humiliated him. The man didn't argue, he told them to get out of his company. The ex-wife's husband said this was the richest family's company, how dare he act up. The man slapped him. They couldn't believe he hit them and called for security. No matter what, he was a small business owner who knew a few of the group's security guards. The guards tried to kick him out. "Are you sure you won't even check his ID before kicking him out?" he asked. The ex-husband sneered. What identity could a noodle seller possibly have? A guard warned him to leave or they'd break his legs and carry him out. Hearing that, the man laughed out loud. His laugh just made the guards angrier, and they called more men to beat him. The ex-wife told him if he'd kneel and apologize she might plead for leniency because of their past. He ignored her and instead called the woman and told her to come downstairs to pick him up right now. They thought he'd lost his mind. The woman didn't even pick up at first. Suddenly the company manager walked over. The ex-husband hurriedly pulled out the family heirloom to give to the new boss. They were ready to have the man's legs broken and toss him out. But the manager didn't pay them any mind. Instead he turned and respectfully told the man he'd been sent by the woman to fetch him.